evening, everyone, and welcome to tonight's live event, Life on the Streets, presented by Photo Art Pavilion. We're thrilled to have you with us for the special event celebrating the grit, beauty, and raw humanity of urban life captured through these lenses that are presenting today, all these artists. My name is Jessica Lempen. I'm a fellow art photographer and co-founder of Photo Art Pavilion. For those of you who might be turning in for the first time with Photo Art Pavilion, just to let you know, we are a women-owned and operated company. We were founded back in 2020. And from there, we've just been growing and supporting art photographers all across the US and a little bit beyond. Now, with Photo Art Pavilion, whether you're an artist, collector, or just someone who loves photography, we hope you find something here that resonates with you. So tonight's exhibit, Life on the Streets, is a compelling exploration of the city life through moments big and small, people moving in rush hour, quiet corners after dark, and interplay of light and shadows. This collection reminds us that there is art all around us, even in the everyday moments. I'm honored to introduce Joanne Hennig, co-founder of Photo Art Pavilion, as well as photographer and art curator. Joanne brings a deeply perspective eye and a strong commitment to uplifting voices in photography. She'll be guiding us through this exhibit, sharing her insight into the stories behind the images, the creative process, and what it means to find art in unexpected places. So without further ado, let's dive into life on the streets, open our minds, open our hearts, and allow ourselves to be moved by what we see here today. So thank you, Joanne. If you want to jump on in.
Yeah, I'm here. How are you, everybody? Welcome, welcome, welcome. Thank you so much for joining us tonight. I have to say, as the juror for this exhibit, I had a lot of fun. Typically, the artwork that I look at and that I gravitate towards is the landscapes, waterscapes, sunrises, sunsets, and florals, and all of that. I'm not a street photographer. I'll just put that right out there. But from the very beginning, when I was tasked to do this, I did a little bit of research on street photography. And then I also put down the must-haves, if you will, what makes a compelling street photo. And what it came to for me, what resonated with me was, what does the story of the image tell me? What am I getting out of the image that's providing a story? Something that is just totally different. Now, when we look at a street image, it could be something very basic in, life on the street, right? But typically an image for street photography should have a story that goes along with it, or a story that the viewer can feel when looking at the work. So I went at it in that regard. I had a ton of fun. Some of these images were just wow, with the depth of humanity, or the lack thereof, I should say, in some of these. And you'll see what I'm talking about when we get moving a little bit forward. But I'd like to present the art to all of you tonight. We had over close to 250 image entries. And it was my job to bring this presentation down to 50. Not an easy task. Everyone that entered, in my mind, was a winner with regard to just having the skill to be out there on the street and taking those images and bringing them to life, whether you're working directly out of camera or off of your cell phone, or if you're working through Photoshop to bring things a little bit more to life that way. But I just feel like the artists that entered, all top of your class in my mind. And I know at the very end we have to select, or I had to select winners. I really do feel that all of you really put me to the test, and I think you're all winners in my book. So I'm going to move forward with the first entry, or the first image that was selected tonight. This is back in the back alley, Zon Walker. What I loved about this image is, truthfully, the title captured it for me. Look at what's going on in the back alley. This may be somewhere in Nashville. not exactly sure exactly where this image was crafted from, but look, in a back alley, this young lady just sitting there, taking her time, smoking a cigarette, whatever it is that she's doing there, just hanging out. And then you have the other folks out there on the street living life out in the open. So I thought that was really a compelling image for this exhibit. Schoolyard, Cetera T. I'm not going there with the last name. It's a very difficult one for me. In any event, these young schoolboys, I felt this was a totally different perspective, looking down, seeing what the children are seeing. There is another child that's in this that is sort of reaching into the photograph, but looking at what they're seeing, whatever game it is that they're playing, I thought was kind of cool, and that's why I chose this image. Nice work, thank you. Chess move. This is cool because not only is the photographer looking in on what is happening here, the two chess players are very focused on what's going on within the scene. And then you have the folks in the background, the perimeter, looking at what's going on in the scene. So I found this to be a very compelling image as well. Bob, thank you so much for your entry. I do appreciate that. And it's really nice black and white as well. Crossing Paths by Sharon Steinbach. This truly is a story within a story. Crossing Paths is a great title. We've got the two subjects, the two people within there that are actually crossing paths with one another. And in addition to this image, what captivated me was behind the man that's walking in towards the center of the image, you have this lamppost that's sticking up where you have people crossing, and then you have the sign that says keep right and keep left. So I found this was a really great story for life on the streets. No Comment Needed by Neva Sheev. For some reason, my screen is cutting this off a little bit. I'm just going to turn this up a little bit. So I love this picture. This picture made me laugh. At the same time, it just made me laugh. Let's put it that way. Seeing the number 8 above a pig with a woman who is eating or has ate something, I felt that there was a really great tie-in and a really great story that came with this image. Um, I think that this is an image that I'd like to purchase and frame and put it in my kitchen right next to my refrigerator so that it keeps me from running into the fridge every 10 minutes and seeing what's inside of that. But really great image. I thought this was good. Safety is Joy by James Rogers. This too tells a really cool story. Now, you have in this image the word joy appears 3 times. Up to the left, joy on the back of the truck, on the flaps of the truck, safety is joy. On the wheelbarrow on the right side bottom says joy, but these guys don't look very joyful to me. So I felt that that told a really great story with this exhibit and the theme of street art, street photography. Silhouette by Kirill Polyakov. Kirill's always a favorite in our exhibits. He's really quite the artist, a great artistry. I just loved the lighting, the silhouette, the lighting, the rim lighting around this beautiful woman's head, and then the lighting on her shoulders just kind of tied it all in. It was a really great capture. Not sure how he grabbed this, but obviously it's candid. I feel that it's candid, and her passiveness in not looking into the camera but looking away um, is it was just really something that captivated me for this exhibit. The Grind by Rocky Restivo. Love this photo. As a self-employed business person, yeah, this is the grind. You have your wares around you, your items that you're selling, your product, if you will. But at the end of the day, you've got to balance your books. You have to summarize what it is that your business did or did not do. And here this guy is. He's still open for business, but he's doing his books. He's writing down whatever he needs to do to keep himself, I guess, profitable, relevant, and moving forward. Maybe he's taking an inventory order, not sure. But again, being self-employed, this really resonated with me. Boom Color by Michael O'Connor. Sorry again, I feel like I got this cut off. Let's see if I can fix this a little bit. Won't allow me. Anyway, Boom Color by Michael O'Connor. Love the coloring on this one and just I don't know, this woman just very chill, walking around in this bright red with the red and the blue, quite coordinated if you would take a look. I mean, with the blue shirt and the blue glasses and then the red phone and the red overalls was like, wow, good for her. Boom Color. Good shot. Thanks, Michael. Hurrying Home. Julissa Peterson. This was a very simplistic image for me, but I did like I think what was different about this was the attire and perhaps a different part of the world where this image was taken, not something customary to where I live in New York, the New York market. Seeing this woman walking out of the scene, but yet the shadows of the tree are going in the opposite direction. So it just kind of grabbed me in a certain way, and I also felt this was very nicely done as a black and white image for this exhibit. Dance Everywhere, Buenos Aires, Aaron Norhandia. Very cool shot. I'm gonna again bring us up a little bit so we get the whole thing. Um, these folks here dancing, obviously, they're probably doing a little bit of a marketing ploy here to get folks to come on in to see the tango show. But what a wonderful story this is. Here we are again in another part of the world. You could just see that this is not customary to what I would say is a U.S. Market, but the language also is not English. But these dancers are out there having a great time doing their thing, and they're probably the ones that are going to be on stage in a few hours. So I thought this was a great story, the tie-in between the actual show that's going to happen at some point and then the actual dancers there doing their thing. Long time no see. I love this image. There's a couple subtle things in this image that came out as I looked a little bit deeper into it. I love the fact that these two people, uh, embraced in such a robust way. I mean, that's the feeling that I get from this image. And again, the story is something that I was looking for going forward in all of these pieces that I selected. But one of the things, if you take a closer look in the window on the left side, it says catch. And I feel like the word catch coincides with these two people catching one another in a nice, warm, and exuberant embrace. So for me, that was compelling enough for bringing this into tonight's exhibit. Thank you, Neva. Really great work. Hold Tight by Kenneth Neal. A classic black and white street photography, great lines, great angle, and just again, the nice story. This father is looks like the little boy has a backpack, so perhaps going off to school, and perhaps the dad is in a hurry to get himself off to the office for the day. But I felt like the whole tight was true. Like, come on, son, let's go. And don't if I bet in my mind if he were to lose contact with the little boy, he would trail off behind him. But holding tight brings him forward and has him moving along with his dad, which is a good shot. So thank you, Kenneth. Really great. Thank you. Morning on the Isle St. Louis, Bob Soltis. Just a cool shot. Good little street shot. Again, candid. What I'm seeing in this photograph is the camaraderie, if you will, between the people in the street. It must be a local cafe. It says cafe up there on the sign. And these folks are just sitting there nice and relaxed. I don't see any nobody sitting there eating. They're just hanging out, having a good time on the street and chatting with folks and passersby. So that was a compelling story for me. And the dog is just doing his thing, as dogs always do. 90 years young in Bruges, Pamela Nabe. Look at this guy. He's such a cool guy. Whether he's 90 or not, I do not know. But I love his outfit, and he's got his trike going on. He's got his really cool boots and his little helmet. I felt like this was a really nice photograph. Colors, the shirt, the red shirt, the green pants just makes him kind of pop off the pavement. And that's why I chose that. So thank you, Pamela. Great entry. Escape from Destiny, Alma Mule. Uh, just cool. Again, great title, different, it's totally different. You have this young girl climbing on this sculpture, just living life with reckless abandon, if you will. I mean, if she would have fall over, there's cement everywhere, who knows what's going on. But she's escaping from something, but at the same time, she's having some kind of fun crawling all over this sculpture. So nice photograph, totally different. Different. I don't know where this sculpture is, but it looks like folks have been climbing on it for quite a while. You could see the dirt and the grit inside the hand there. Great shot. Thank you, Alma. Inception roll, Todd Monjar. I just again the perception of this, the way this was photographed. What we're looking at is a photograph of a glass ceiling reflecting the crowd below or the passersby below. And I just thought this was a different perspective of street photography, and that's why I chose this. I thought that was very bold. Thank you very much, Todd. Preparing for work, Aphrodite Miriasis. Uh, how cool is this? Now talk about telling a story. So get there, all these guys, and they're just, they're doing their morning stretches on the streets, getting ready for work. And there's a guy in the front who's leading this crowd, and these guys are bending and stretching and getting ready. So I guess they don't pull a muscle doing something. I'm not sure, but I thought this was kind of comical, but at the same time, a great story. So really, thank you so much, Aphrodite. That was a really cool entry. No photo, Anne McMahon, sorry. Uh, no photo, so the photographer goes right in and takes the photo. That's what we do. When it says no photo, we go in and we take the photo. No entry, we go in and we go and enter and we take the photo. Great shot, and these folks obviously are playing, I'm not sure, maybe Mahjong or not I don't know. They're playing some sort of a tile game, but no photo. The guy holding it up, really having the sign, and you snapped it anyway. So kudos to you, Anne. Kudos to you. A selfie at Coney Island by Robert Guido. Again, cool shot. Just you're walking along, you see this. First of all, you see a character with this crazy hair, and then that person picks up their phone and takes a selfie, and you're photographing the selfie. Just a great awareness as a street photographer to capture a moment like that. The Dancer by Brigitte Mers. This to me is almost like a classic street image, in one regard. Like years ago, when I would, roam around Manhattan, you always had folks, especially down in the Central Park area, on their roller skates, dancing and doing their thing, on the roller skates. And I always felt like in the back of my mind, that was, a compelling image for street photography. So this is what captured me with this guy. He looks like he's having a ball. He's a happy guy. And, just enjoying life on his roller skates. So thank you, Bridget. Really great. Thank you. The Daily Stroll by James L. Uh, Beautiful shot, right? Look at how clean and um, very traditional, I would say. Like I see the language on the awnings, and it appears to me to be Italian, and that gentleman appears to me to be a very Italian gentleman. I am from Italian descent, and that could be my grandfather walking through the streets there. So the daily stroll, I thought really captured me, and I thank you, James, for your entry. Fervent Prayer by Laura Dunn. Yeah, powerful, powerful image. Um, this person is he needed prayer, went to it on his own, digging in deep. I could see he's got the Bible there. He's just working out something in his life, and I hope he did. Thank you, Laura. Great shot. Great shot. Sea of Souls by Todd Monjar. Again, what a great capture. I don't know, Todd, if you knew the person with the cell phone that's pointing it right back at you, but how cool is that? In this sea of people, everybody has their own agenda looking in a million different directions, and this one guy singles you out and you single him out. So I thought that was a great capture, and kudos to you for grabbing it. Really great. This is a fun one, The Pied Piper by Alma Mueller. Uh, Again, I wouldn't title this to be anything other than The Pied Piper. This gentleman has a wheelbarrow filled with something, and these children are just following him along. Looks like a school activity, perhaps. And I'm not sure if this is, he's got some Dutch shoes on, so perhaps this is somewhere overseas. But I felt this to be just a cute image and a cute street photography image because of the fact that it's very unique, and it tells a beautiful story of these kids just happily following this gentleman with his wheelbarrow. So, nice capture, Alma. Appreciate it. Cortona Streetscape, #2, James L. I like this image because of the framing of the using the walls or the staircase as a frame and having to happen to have captured this gentleman walking through that bottom of that stairwell. That's what captured me. And he is looking at whatever rack or something there captured him to stop or pause, or maybe he's in motion. I'm not exactly sure. But I like the framing of the subject, which is the man in the image by the walls and the staircase and the beautiful lighting that came along with it. A really nice black and white image. Thank you, James. Xmas NYC, Salem Krieger. Uh, wow, right? Look at this image. If you just take a minute and dig into it, you have the Salvation Army, who they're out there to collect donations and help people and save people and give people some peace, especially during the holidays. And there's this unfortunate person on the ground. Something happened, I can't say what, but the police officer taking a statement from the person who's been injured in some way or has been wronged in some way. But the very stoic expression and look of the Salvation Army person and volunteer kind of is like it's like juxtaposition here. Like we've got the front of the image, they're trying to he's trying to save people, and on the back end we've got somebody who's been injured or taken advantage of in some way. So I found this to be quite a good story for street photography. Hot Dog Man, Susan Lynn Riviera. This looks like an old school image. I'm not sure if it's modern day or not. Looks like it might be film that was utilized in order to capture this. But just check out this guy. What I love about this is on the hot dog stand, I guess he's got Lucky Dog on there, which I thought was very cute. And then him and his standard, the striped shirt and the white socks. Like, how old school is this picture? I mean, it's just great. Just great. So I love this one. Thank you, Susan. I appreciate it. Great shot. At the Bronx Deli, Robert Guido. Just a really cool picture in the regard that the photographer is photographing, I believe, through the glass. So he's on the street shooting through the glass into a deli in the Bronx. Um, Everybody has something different going on here. There's people waiting for orders apparently. There's a person behind the deli counter uh, doing his thing, probably preparing meals or soup or something. And the one gal there with the Broncos hat just staring out into space, not sure, maybe she's waiting on her order to be, brought up to the counter to pay. Um, just a cool shot, good perspective, a different way of looking at street photography. So yeah, thank you, Robert. Really appreciate you entering that one. Confetti Gun, Jesse Kiefer. A different shot. I'm not sure if this was on the street, but it's certainly different. Uh, just different in the character that we're looking at, the person, this man in full makeup, and then this confetti going off, and the stop action of the photographer to take this at a fast enough shutter speed to freeze it, to freeze the confetti falling, that sort of just looks more bizarre the more I take a look at it. It's just a wild shot. So not sure, what event this was or what the purpose of the confetti was in this image, but I thought it told a story of just like what what's going on here, and that's what I got out of it. Thank you, Jesse. Peruvian dolls, Libba Ingram. How cute. Like which one's the doll? The little baby in the back? Hanging in the little pouch, or the two dolls in the front. And look at that beautiful young mom. I mean, she just seems like she's living her life in Peru. This is how they live their lives, and they do a lot of these handmade crafts and sell them to the tourist market that shuffles through all day long. But I thought this was really cute and a nice story. And again, the doll hanging off her back was really what got me. Thank you, Libba. Collision, Tony Johnson. Love this one. I kept going back and forth with this one. Um, Again, just I don't know if you waited for somebody to step in front of that. I guess it must be an advertisement, the woman driving the car or pretending to be driving a car, if you waited for somebody to step there, or if that just happened to be. But um, I thought that was kind of an interesting scenario, and the way the image is. Two things I liked about this. One, the photographer did not cut the image in half with the door jamb or whatever it is that's down the middle. He didn't go 50-50. I'm sorry, he didn't go 50-50 with that, which I thought was good. And I also liked the brightness on the one side of the image with the girl in the faux car, and then the gentleman with the darker color on the other side. So my eye was immediately drawn to the very bright area of the woman, and then I look over and I see this gentleman standing there. It's like, yeah, that's a collision. Good shot, Tony. Thank you. The Back Door, Holly April Harris. Uh, this is just a cool shot of what goes on in the back alley of somewhere. It could be New York City, could be any major city, but even though because it's the back door, and I see like we have looks like old pipes and different pieces of whatever iron and things like that that were crafted into instruments and other different things that kind of probably I'm thinking go along with whatever this back door in my mind is probably a stage door to some venue. So I thought that was kind of cool. I just thought that the messiness of this, but yet even within the messiness, there was some order to it all. So I thank you, Holly. I thought it was a good shot. Patience by the Wooden Table by Milford Friedrich. Uh, Classic shot here. Again, just a street shot of something very, I think, ordinary. This does look like it's Europe to me. And this is classic Europe, classic street, where the vendors have their wares, they're farmers markets, if you will. They're right there on the street. And this woman is sitting there waiting for her next customer. She's got the scale, she has the produce, and she's ready to make a sale, make business. So patience, yes, patience for her, absolutely. Nice shot, Milford. Resting, Reflecting, Grieving by Maurice Hirsch. Initially, I did not know. Um, I just thought that these were two folks just taking a rest. But when I read the title, Reflecting and Grieving, I realized that this was captured in a cemetery. And yeah, there's a story here. Again, what are they resting? Are they reflecting? Are they grieving? That's up to the viewer to decide and to write that story. But I felt that this was a very nice image, nice capture of something that was a little heavy in nature. So thank you, Maurice. Great shot. Young Love by Libba Ingram. Uh, again, this one was kind of cool because I see the juxtaposition of what's happening here. You have the young love and they're, kissing it all up and having their little love affair there. And then you have the couple behind them that probably married for a long time and they're not talking to one another and they're just not really connecting. So, yes, young love, absolutely. And then, you get down the road a few years and you may fall out of love or just a little less a little less um touchy-feely. How about that? Okay. Thank you, Liva. Good shot. Above the Fray in Greenwich Village by Robert Guido. Good shot. I mean, when you're walking around with your camera, uh you have to look around. And I feel like Robert did that. This is obvious to me, not street level, because if you look at the bottom of the image, you see that the brickwork almost looks like the top of a doorway. So this might be a second story where this person is hanging out. Um, I'm not sure where Robert was positioned to get this image, but above the fray, absolutely. This person is just sitting there, and he, as a photographer, is looking around, looking around. Boom, something unique, something different caught his eye, and he snapped the shot. So great going, Robert. Nice work. Smoke Break in Leather, Jesse Kiefer. I just found this to be kind of cool. Again, not sure where in the world this image was taken or photographed, but what an outfit on this guy with the hat and the leather and the big fat cigar and the nice beard going along with it. So just a different shot. And the lighting, look at the lighting on this. We've got some beautiful lighting across the rim area of him and on the front of his jacket, and that just enough lighting to pick up the trail of smoke coming off that cigar. So I found that to be fun, good shot, different, cool. Late Afternoon in Williamsburg by Robert Guido. Once again, Robert, nice job sitting around, waiting, looking, seeing what's going on in the street. And this is what he's come up with. The silhouette of these two folks walking by, and both of them just kind of seem to like, the hands behind the back, trudging along, passing what looks to me like something perhaps spiritual, not really sure. There's a little at the top of the doorway, a religious figure up there. Um, just a different shot. It's street. This is life on the street, and that's really what's captured here. The red door, again, keep bringing my eye in, but these two figures silhouetted was very cool. All right, Robert, thank you. Sprinkle Joy by Libba Ingram. Yeah. Now remember the other picture that had joy written all over it and nobody was smiling? Well, here's the opposite. These kids are having a great time. Obviously, a hot summer day somewhere in the world, and they were able to get into a fountain or a sprinkler or something, and they're having a lot of fun, a lot of joy. I just love the expression on the little boy, the one of the boy in the middle. He's just like, yeah. So, um, good for him. Good for all of them to have that kind of fun on a hot summer day. Florence Street Scene, Kurt Goldgart. I again just like the idea of we've got a couple of different things going on here. These Italian soldiers, this is Florence, Italian soldiers looking very serious, okay, except for the guy on the right. If you zoomed in and you look, he's got his eyes following this pretty girl walking by. His eyes are, leaning in that direction. And the motion of her, of the blur showing her in motion, I thought was also a very brilliant way of capturing this street scene. Really enjoyed it, Kurt. Thank you so much. Manhattan Billboard, Christina Graves. I love this shot. First of all, I think it's really a swanky billboard, kind of cool. Love the jewels there. But having the workers up there doing what they're doing, they're putting together this um, I guess it looks like Swarovski. I don't know how to say it the right way, but the jewelry looks like they might have some kind of an opening, a holiday opening sales event or something along those lines. And these workers are doing their thing. So again, look around. Christina, great job. You're looking around as a street photographer. What's different? What can I capture that sort of freezes time, if you will? And in this shot, we've got a date, 2023. Never to be seen again. High Line Number One by Gary Goldsmith. I love this shot. The lighting, the framing, the building framing, the High Line in New York City. Obviously, you're up above the street, but this photographer saw somebody walking through, took the time to snap the shot, having the the subject framed with the iron of the on the one side, on both sides, and then the way the lighting cascades perfectly in that little V right down the middle, I thought was just perfect, just brilliant. So great shot, Gary. Glad you stopped to capture it. Fleeting Figures on a Sunlit Lane, Milford Friedrich. I picked this one because it's different. We're using ICM, intentional camera movement, at the same time shooting a street scene. So this was very different, very brave, very bold, and that's why I chose this image. There's good lighting here, just enough movement of the camera, of the lens, to still hold on to the fact that there are figures in the scene and those folks in the middle of the pathway. So I thought this was really bold and brave, and Milford, I thank you for your entry. Here's a fun one. Woman in Paris Cafe, Ellen Feldman. Look at this lady. Come on. The colors, her intensity, and just that hat on her head. It's just so suave or whatever the word. I don't know. I just thought this was really a fun shot. And she's in this cafe, whether she's reading a book or it looks like maybe doing a crossword puzzle, who knows? But she's intent on what she's doing, but the colors all around her, the colors of the velvet chairs and the blue and the orange and everything, and then she's got all of those colors painted on her face. So I felt that this was really a cool shot. Thank you, Ellen. Here's another fun one, Looney Tunes by Laurie Dunn. Uh, at first, I didn't catch this. I'm like, all right, so this young lady is standing up against a mural. But if you look at what's on the back of her jacket, it's Looney Tunes. So she's got the Looney Tunes mural in front of her and then the Looney Tunes on her back. So this was just a kind of a cool way of picking up street photography. Lots of color, vibrant, lots of fun. Yeah, good shot. Thank you, Laura. Old Delhi by Lynn Doran. If this isn't street, I don't know what is. I mean, just this could be a really cool um, jigsaw puzzle. There's so much going on in here. All of these individuals in India, obviously Old Delhi, doing their thing, one on top of the other, wires, and it's just like chaotic, but at the same time, it's peaceful. Everybody's chill, they're doing their thing. I just felt this was like, wow, this is street. This is street photography. Very, very, very different. Cool shot, Lynn. Unhoused by Luis de Genia. This was a tough one for me to look at. Wasn't sure initially if, God forbid, this person had expired. I don't know. But here he is laying there on the street. Either he put the box over himself or somebody else did for him. But he certainly is unhoused. And gosh, I wish him well. Thank you, Luis. Begging at Notre Dame by Jim C. This one touched me as well. Notre Dame is obviously a cathedral in France. This woman is begging, praying with a little cup out there for a couple quarters, nickels, whatever people have, but everybody is oblivious to her. They're just walking right around her, walking past her, paying her no mind. And that's a sad piece of humanity right there. But at the same token, you know, there are a lot of folks that make a living that are out begging, but this woman does pretty much look like she's in need of some assistance, some help. And once in a while you got to stop and help folks out. So thanks, Jim, for the shot. Really good one. His Guiding Light by Barry Berman. Great capture. This police walking away from the scene, walking away from the photographer, but the photographer able to capture him in that reflective light, or that light coming off, must be off a window or something, reflecting down on the street. And he's positioned perfectly in it. It's a good shot. So I thank you for that, Barry. Much appreciated. So what I'm going to do now, ladies and gentlemen, I am going to get to the awards. I am going to tell you what I saw, I had to bring it down to, we have a first, a second, a third, and an honorable mention. I actually added a second honorable mention into the mix. Truthfully, there's about 10 other honorable mentions I could throw in there if I had the budget to do so, but I did not. So as we go forward, I am going to start with the first honorable mention.
Joanne, hold on.
Whoop.
I just wanted to jump in. I just wanted to really speak to the photographers that are here tonight, joining us and that participate in this open call, because there's so many perspectives, so many true subject matters, the contrast, the leading lines that you have in your scenes, the textures, the nitty gritty. There's just so much going on in all of these scenes. Definitely, I saw a lot of juxtaposition going on in the scenes, which makes it so interesting. And I just got to say, you made it into this show. Congratulations, because it truly is so exciting to see your work, and definitely perspectives that I, as a photographer, wouldn't see or photograph for myself. And it's always more fun to see the art in that way, right? Something that you don't connect with. But all right. So sorry to jump in, but I wanted to add.
No, I appreciate it. I'm just going along, doing my thing. That's what I do.
All good.
But yeah, and I agree, Jeff. And again, this is a little bit, like I said, out of my wheelhouse, but I was looking for story. I was looking for lighting. I was looking for something that grabbed me. So I think you already saw the first honorable mention, and here it is again. Ex-Miss New York City, Salem Krieger. Again, this just kind of grabbed me in a way with Jessica just used the word juxtaposition. We've got this very stoic gentleman working for the Salvation Army, collecting funds to help people that are down and out during the holiday season. And then you've got this person on the ground who obviously had something happen to them. So if Salem is in the meeting tonight, I would like to have you unmute yourself and please talk to us a little bit about this image.
Yeah, feel free to unmute. There you go. Hello.
Hello. Can you hear me okay?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, well, thank you for that.
You're welcome.
Actually, this is right outside Penn Station on 7th Avenue for those who know New York. And it was just a couple of years ago. but there's always a lot of street action going on. And this was a very particular moment that I was just walking and I saw this guy fall or got hit by a car. And
Oh,
he led
geez.
to a nut. Yeah, and the officer just happened to be right about there. So the whole street theater just kicked in all by itself very fast.
Wow, wow.
Yeah,
That's great.
that's
Great
it,
capture.
battle.
And again,
Now at the right time.
yeah, being quick with that camera is a good thing. Good thing.
Well, that's the other thing. Yeah, you only have a
Split
short,
second.
couple of seconds and then it's over.
Yep, yep, yeah, I agree. Really cool.
Well, thank you.
All right, well, thank you so much, Salem. I appreciate the entry and I appreciate your artistry. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. Honorable mention number 2 goes to Highline number 1, Gary Goldsmith. Again, I know I just went over this, but what I liked about this image was it's very clean. It's a really great black and white, and the way the lighting falls upon the subject. Once again, as Salem just said, as a street photographer, you have to be quick and ready to grab that shot as it unfolds in front of you. And I just felt like this was a really nice capture. It was a very clean capture, and I think it speaks to me as a street image. So if Gary Goldsmith happens to be with us tonight, if he could unmute himself, I would appreciate it.
I don't see him in our lineup right now.
Okay, he might have been one of those folks that said, I have something,
Yeah.
can't make it. But Gary, when you get to watch this recording, thank you so much for your entry, and I do appreciate you being with us in spirit. All right, third place goes to Above the Fray in Greenwich Village by Robert Guido. Robert, I'm pretty sure I see you in the room. If you wouldn't mind unmuting yourself and giving us a few words with regard to this capture.
I don't see him either.
I see him. I see him. Hey, Bob.
I'm here.
Oh, okay, there we go. Fantastic.
Yes, I was walking along the street in Greenwich Village, and it happened to be just kind of a beautiful evening, and I think it was a Friday, and the whole atmosphere was kind of relaxed, and people were just kind of strolling around, and I looked up, and you're right, I think she's on the second floor. It's not really that high. It's not a high rise by any means. But here was this, I think it's a woman, was looking out the window, and I don't know if you can see it, but she's got a cigarette in her hand,
Yeah.
just taking in the whole scene. And I thought it was kind of poetic.
Yeah, it was very, very poetic. You know, again, the title, Above the Fray, because, you know, we know the streets of New York City can be very busy and hustle and bustle, and she's just sitting up there having her moment of peace and quiet or whatever it is that she's doing, which is nice. Yeah, so congratulations, Robert. Thank you for your entry.
Thank you.
Congratulations. All right, second place goes to Old Delhi by Lynn Duran. Again, just look at this street. Lynn, you should turn this into a jigsaw puzzle, because this is just like I mean, it is just wild. If you get a chance, we're gonna have this recording. If you get a chance to stop it and then blow it up and take a look at all the detail that's going on in here, it's just so much going on. Lynn, are you in the room with us tonight?
I don't see her. I could be.
Too bad.
I
Too bad.
I know. It's okay.
All right. Well,
It's a great shot.
yep, great shot. And you know what I will do as well is before this goes live on YouTube, and we do post it up on YouTube, this recording, I'll try and get some commentary from the artists that did win and are not in the are not in the attendance tonight, and perhaps we can put that in the notes of the show.
That's a great idea.
Yeah. All right. Well, Lynn,
All right.
congratulations to you, second place. We're gonna have a little drum roll. And here we go. First place goes to no comment needed. I love this image. Like I said, I am going to get this print. So be ready for an art sale, Neva. I need to put this by my refrigerator. Keep me from going in.
Oh
and
my
out.
gosh.
just,
By the way.
I mean, yeah, the number 8, so she ate the pig, I mean, and just eating, and I don't even know if she's aware that this
No.
statue is behind her.
Thank you so much. Can you hear me?
I can hear you. Where are you?
I am ecstatic. I cannot believe that you chose this picture, but I love it and I am so excited. This was taken in Charleston, South Carolina.
South
And
Carolina.
I was walking down the street and saw her across the street as she got served her sandwich. And I thought that looks kind of interesting. And then as I was snapping, I was thinking, this is really pretty good. But I feel really bad about
I
it.
I know. As I'm choosing this image and giving commentary, I'm like, I hope this is nobody's relative.
I know. I was guilty actually entering it because I thought, oh, should I? But I really like it.
I love it. I just think that, and I think what got for me was the number 8, the 8.
Yeah.
So like the play on words, the pig over, like just looking over her shoulder,
Yeah.
and her just chowing down on his sandwich.
The 8 was a happy accident. But
Love
when I
it.
saw it, I liked it too.
I love it. I
Oh,
love it.
thank you so much.
Oh, you're very welcome. Congratulations to you.
Thank you.
Congratulations to you.
And I gotta say, I love art because, based on the photos and what you see and what the artist captured with photography, it's how you relate to it. And you can love it, hate it, or just find the joy in it. And I think this kind of has it all. It's definitely interesting and funny shot.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. And again, it's all about story. That's what I took away from, having the assignment to jury street photography. Like, what is the story? What are you trying to convey to me, the juror, with your image, with your capture? And this one was like, boom, I got it. I got it. All right, well, just so you know, all of the artwork that you see here tonight is available for sale. Whoops, is available for sale. And we do have, as you artists must know by now, we do have a web page on our photoartpavilion.com site dedicated to all the artwork that was here tonight, the 50 pieces. We will unlock that and make that available for the general public after tonight. We didn't want to reveal anything before tonight. And anything that's available for purchase, obviously, folks out there, if you're not in the photography side of life, if you're on the art collector side of life, just reach out and we'll help you along. We do have 2 open calls coming up. Vibrant Flora, I'm sorry, which is I think closing in a couple of weeks, the deadline for that. And then we go right into Seeing Red, which should be very red, but should be fun. That's a fun one. So I just wanted to congratulate all the photographers and artists who entered the open call. As I said, you're all winners in my book, whether you were awarded an actual award. I feel that it's you have to be bold to enter open calls, and you have to, I think, what I like about the virtuals is we have this back and forth commentary. Like when we had our physical gallery, Jessica and I, we would have the open calls, we would choose the art, we would put the artwork up on the wall, and then people would just kind of mingle around. What I like about this is that we get to go through each piece one by one and have a conversation about what we see as artists, as curators, and so forth. So I hope you guys enjoy these virtual open calls. So we're going to do them again, as I said, and hope you enjoyed viewing them, and hope you enjoyed the conversation. And we hope to see you at the next one.